Hi, welcome to Reddit Tea Time. For a summer vacation this year, I went all out. I rented a houseboat for 5 days. It cost about $22,000. We're celebrating my wife's 50th birthday and our 30th anniversary. It's a huge houseboat, and we've been planning this for a while. All the kids are coming and bringing their significant others and family. I'm flying my son and his wife over from the Philippines for this. My youngest son attends university on the East Coast, and he has a new person in his life every few weeks. He's staying out there for the summer, but I'm also flying him in for the party. He wants me to pay for his new boyfriend to come. This is new to me because when he last spoke to me in July, he had a girlfriend. He changes partners more often than he does laundry. I said his boyfriend was more than welcome to join us, but that he would have to pay for his own flight. The girl he was dating wasn't going to come because she felt awkward being at a family party after only dating for a month, so I wasn't going to buy her a ticket. My son says that I'm being homophobic and a bonehead for not bringing his boyfriend out. I pointed out that his sister and her wife of 2 years would be there. He hung up and called his mom. She thinks I should just pay. I probably will to keep the peace, but I think it's stupid to pay for a vacation for a kid I'll never see again. And he's going to be in family pictures forever. Now for some comments. Not the bonehead. This has nothing to do with him being a guy. It's about him being with this person for a month. Who in their right mind would expect a person to pay for a vacation for a complete stranger? Not the bonehead. Your son just has a series of fun buddies, and this guy is the latest one. The fact that your son jumped right to the overplayed and inaccurate homophobia claim proves that he's just an entitled jerk. Don't pay for the guy's ticket. Personally, I wouldn't want to be trapped on a boat with someone none of the rest of the family knows very well, whether they pay or not. 1 month is not long enough to take to a family vacation together. I think your son's expectations are unrealistic and unreasonable. He might also consider that if absence makes the heart grow fonder, presence in a small stateroom in the family vacay may just be the heart killer. This is a messy situation all around. Sometimes I feel like my actions are justified, while at other times, I feel like I'm just plain wrong. My brothers, sisters, and I do not have a great relationship. We're all low contact or no contact with each other. I have a great job that pays very well while they're barely making minimum wage or living off of their spouses. During our parents' last years, I was the only one in a position to help them. I paid for whatever care they needed and made sure they were comfortable. My siblings sometimes visited our parents, but none contributed to their care. I also paid the taxes and maintenance of their house. We never discussed their wills beyond them letting me know they existed. When our dad passed, he left everything to our mom. When she passed, I was shocked. I thought the estate would be divided equally between the children, but instead, the bulk of the estate, almost all of which is in the house, was left to my siblings. My portion was a minority 5% ownership in their house. Mom wrote letters to all of us, and in her letter to me, she thanked me for taking care of her and explained that she left me so little because I didn't really need it, while my siblings need all of the help she could give them. The shock turned into hurt as I did more for my parents than everyone else. My siblings immediately wanted to sell the house to cash out. I don't know the market value, but the tax value is about $750,000. My siblings are begging me to agree to sell or buy them out because they can't afford their portion of the taxes, including their huge estate tax bills coming up, and maintenance, and they can't afford to buy me out. I've done fine before the measly inheritance, so I won't miss it. On the other hand, my siblings want to move out of their apartments or pay for their kids' braces or some other sappy excuse. One even said his wife's car is dying and they currently can't afford a new car. My wife understands my hurt, but she said I'm taking it too far. My siblings alternate between begging and cussing at me. You decide. Edit. It's not about the money. If my mom left me the entire estate, it still wouldn't be enough to cover the cost of what I spent on their health care, groceries, funeral costs, and not to mention all of the bills related to the house. I spent that money with the full understanding that none of it was coming back because they were my parents. The hurt comes from the nominal amount. My end game? On good days, I don't know what my end game is. On bad days, I'm willing to go scorched earth and let the city auction off the house for unpaid taxes. Before my mom passed, the roof was leaking and I got estimates that range from $25,000 to $30,000 to fix the rotted wood, then replace the shingles. She went downhill, so I just forgot about it, but now I'm willing to let it collapse into itself. There's no way my siblings can come up with the money to fix the roof, much less pay the taxes. Now for some comments. You're the bonehead. I'm sorry, man, this sucks. But for what you're asking, you are. You have a 5% stake in the house. I'm pretty sure it'll be easy for them to get the executor to force the sale of the house. What's your plan? If you want to live there, you'll have to pay them rent anyway or buy them out. 95% of the house owners want to sell. They'll get it sold, but with a lot of bad blood. Your mom left a poor thanks for all your help, but it's not their fault. And you know they need the money. The question here isn't, is your mom a bonehead for her terrible inheritance plan, but are you the bonehead for blocking the cash out of your mom's house out of pettiness? Yes, you're the bonehead. You have every right to be angry about the situation from your mom, and perhaps your siblings don't deserve the income. But wasting that income on the taxes when you could just cash out and not look back is petty. Your mom is where your anger should be pointed, not your siblings. You're the bonehead. Although you being hurt is very justifiable, it's not your siblings' fault your mom chose to do what she did. They clearly need the money, and as much as you're angry, you should honor your mom's wishes and let them sell the house. You're the bonehead. Needing kids' braces isn't a sappy excuse. Sounds pretty vindictive, pal. My 56 female daughter, 29 female, still lives at home. My daughter was nervous about living on her own, and after college, she asked if she could come back home until she's ready. With the prices of houses right now and how dangerous the world has become, me and my husband decided it was best if she stayed at home. She doesn't know when she plans on moving out, but she isn't in any rush, and me and my husband don't plan on rushing her either. She pays us rent once a month. Her only other bill is her stuff for her cat and what she chooses to do on her own time. My husband had the idea to save the money she was giving us as rent and give it all back to her when she was about to move out as a surprise. My daughter doesn't know that we've been saving her rent money. Recently, my son, 31 male, and his wife have been house hunting. They haven't found anything in their budget that fits their needs. They're short on money and recently found out about what me and my husband have been doing with our daughter's rent money. Recently, he and his wife sat me and my husband down while our daughter was at work and asked us to give them the money we've been putting aside for our daughter. I told them no, because it wasn't our money to give away and that it belonged to his sister. He argued that she wasn't moving out anytime soon, and he and his wife needed the money now. I offered to give him some money, but it wasn't nearly as much as the amount of money my daughter's rent money has created over the last 7 years she has been living with us. My son said that if we gave him the money that me and my husband could just slowly put the money back over the next couple of years. I told him that me and my husband doing that would put us in financial strain. We aren't struggling by any means, but the amount of money set aside for my daughter is too much to just put back. He and his wife accused me of favoring my daughter. I told him that wasn't true because he had the opportunity to live at home and save up for a house but chose to not live at home after college. I tried my best to explain to him that I couldn't just give away money that didn't belong to me. He and his wife angrily left after I refused to budge on the matter. Am I the bonehead for not giving away my daughter's money? Now for some comments. Not the bonehead. They sure are entitled. I can't believe they declined money from you not related to the money your daughter has paid you in rent. That's ridiculous. Their financial situation is their responsibility and choice, and you're not required to give them anything, especially when it takes money from your daughter who has been paying you each month. Not the bonehead. Have to wonder how the son found out about the rent money if his sister doesn't know what your plans are. OP replied, he found out because my husband told him what we've been doing with our daughter's rent money and offered to do the same for them if they moved back home so they can save up. Not the bonehead because it's your choice entirely. He was also offered the same deal and chose not to take it. However, it's your daughter's money only in your own mind. It is money your daughter paid to you, so it really is your choice. Own that. Your son is being an entitled bonehead, along with his wife though, especially for turning down your offer of a smaller gift directly. That reeks of this being his way to try to stick it to his sister. Your husband is a bit of a bonehead for telling him about the money. He could have offered the setup to them without disclosing something you both have apparently kept secret, even from your daughter. So I used to be married to Judy, 36 female. We have a daughter, Scarlett, 13, together. Judy never wanted kids, but I did and assumed she did too. We had her, and Judy completely changed. She wasn't caring towards Scarlett. They didn't bond, and she blamed Scarlett for us losing our independence. About a year after, we had a divorce and she gave me everything. It did hurt me that she didn't even want to see Scarlett even once a year. She moved to Seattle months after, started running a business, and got really fit. Her cousin told me she even got laser surgery to remove her stretch marks. Since then, Judy has moved to LA and divides her time between there, London, Mumbai, and New York City. She has become a fairly famous influencer and socialite. I check her Instagram every now and then, and she's been at parties with celebrities all over the world and truly seems happy. To her credit, every time her financial situation changed, she would come back and get our child support agreement changed to give more to Scarlett. Every time she'd come, she would spend time with Scarlett. She even kept it the same, even though my new wife makes a lot more money than both of us, and we don't need it now. About 3 years ago, she started calling more to talk to Scarlett. She would also come over more, and every spring break, she comes for those 2 weeks. She phones every night unless she's in London, Mumbai, or New York City, in which case she just sends a text. On New Year's, she was at some celebrity's party but still took the time to phone. Now, I'm not saying that this makes up for anything, but she's been a presence in Scarlett's life. Well, we just found out that Judy's grandfather is very ill and he's going to pass away within a month, maybe early March at best. So she's going to India for spring break for his funeral and has requested to take Scarlett with her. I'm fine with that. My wife is fine with that. However, Scarlett got really upset at the idea of spending 2 weeks in India. I pointed out her mom will take her to all the nice places, she'll get to see great things, meet that part of her family. But she said that is not fair. So I pointed out that at the very least, she can get whatever she wants out of her mom in those 2 weeks. My wife overheard and said that I was a bonehead for telling Scarlett that it's alright for her to use her mom for cash since she has barely been in her life. I pointed out I didn't say that, but we argued, and since then, I realized what I said kind of did amount to that. Was I the bonehead? Edit. Judy never told me she didn't want kids. She allowed me to believe she did. If I knew she didn't, we would never have gotten married. Now for some comments. OP should have framed the approach better because the way he did so is teaching the wrong lessons. But he's not wrong that it's a great opportunity for the child to see another part of the world, get to know her heritage, and spend some time with her birth parent and that side of the family. While the birth mother hasn't exactly been super present, she has been responsible and stepping up over the last 3 years. You're the bonehead. If Scarlett doesn't want to go, don't make her go. Advocating for taking advantage of her mother is crappy. You're the bonehead. Your kid doesn't want to go to India with someone she barely knows. Why would you push her on that? You're the bonehead. She doesn't want to go. When women tell you no, do you ever listen? So your message to your daughter was, it's good to let other people do things with you that make you uncomfortable as long as they pay you. Great parenting. No way that message could go wrong. You're the bonehead. You're the bonehead. If Scarlett doesn't want to go, then respect that. She's old enough to state if she doesn't want to travel to India. As for using her mom, this is the wrong thing to tell a child. It speaks to your frustration, disappointment, etc. of her mother, so deal with it privately. Kids should not have to deal with your unresolved crap and negative perspectives. What do you think? Please let me know in the comments below. If you like these stories, please consider subscribing. Hopefully, I'll see you in the next Reddit story. In the meantime, please take care of yourself. Bye for now.